Hey y'all. So it's been a while since I've done straight oracle reading, and um, I have been feeling the draw, the pull. So let's see what is wanted to be shared with the collective as we enter the middle of June 2025. Okay, here's our board. So, really strong energy. Definitely we are not walking this transition, this moment alone. There's a lot being watched as we go through this, being held. There's a lot happening in the unseen and the unsaid. Really important moment to pay attention to thoughts. Pay attention to the flow of your thoughts, and I keep getting manage, but I don't think it's like in an overly controlling way, but to sort of manage that flow of thoughts to be about your passions and your desires. We're in a moment right now where we're being filled with a lot of fear, a lot of what if, a lot of chaos, and that is our reality. This is telling me that it's really important for us to also incorporate authentic passions and desires, to pay attention to your sacred masculine. Hey Chubba Lover Dubs, come here baby. Pay attention to the flow of your thoughts from your sacred masculine. So it's, when I say managing, I'm hearing managing, not controlling the thoughts. They don't need to be linear, they don't need to be clear. It is about incorporating thoughts that are from your authentic passions and desires. So some sacral chakra work, and this here is telling me I see that anyway, all this orange, see all this orange here? I'm getting significant third eye, which is telling me divinity behind the scenes in the womb, which sacral is the wound. Also came in is imagine beyond binary thinking. So there's a lot happening, and don't think because, you know, that binary thinking, stay out of the either or. While you may be consumed with the immediate thoughts of safetyness, security, what's happening in the world right now, know that multiple truths can exist simultaneously. Remember that there's also a lot of love happening in the world right now, a lot of connection. That is coming, I think, in terms of this particular reading, it's asking us to remember that there's a lot of love coming from ancestors, past lives, forces unseen, energies that we may not even know exist or are only beginning to understand exist. We are not alone in this. And to remember that while we may feel alone, multiple truths can exist simultaneously. We can feel alone and then get a call from a friend or read a poem that speaks to us. You know, have a moment with a bird or an animal companion, feel the wind on our skin, and know that we are flowing in and out of multiple experiences and realities. From the sacred feminine, we're getting to remember our power, that this is a moment to engage protections and boundaries, really own your space and your energy, which brings me back to the sacred masculine is saying to purify your thoughts, right? Purify your thoughts and authentic passions and desires. I think that's part of the protection and the boundary, that to be conscious of all the ways that the current construct, power over nature of patriarchy, the harm it brings, is really wanting us to stay situated on one end of the spectrum, and know that you have the ability in this moment in particular to really remember your power, and you can determine what else flows, what else you remember about what is possible in this world, and to lean into the energy that is coming from multiple dimensions, from multiple lines of ancestor. I just got like, you know, sometimes when we start thinking about ancestors, we think we're thinking about those we can really name or have a general idea of, and you know, we are here because of ancestors we can name and cannot name, that we know and do not know. You know, ancestors from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, from the beginning of the human species. And all of that is present here. The divine feminine energy that arrived, which I love, is right beneath the divine feminine message, remember your power, is Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. And her affirmation is, I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. So a really good time, yeah, you know, just know that it is understood. It is understood that we are experiencing a lot. It is understood that we are holding a lot. And know that you are divinely protected. The plant energy that arrived is the plant energy of belladonna. Okay. The divination meaning for belladonna, the planets she represents: Venus, Saturn, Mars, and the element of water. When this card appears in a reading, Belladonna opens a gateway into a new realm, a new breakthrough, though she also acts as guardian of the gateway, asking if you are truly ready to step through to the other side and leave what attachments no longer serve, cutting their cords. Each step towards her, towards the gate, is a deepening of your commitment to your spirit. She holds the sickle in one hand and the forked stang in the other. She is attended by 2 angels of death, one on either side, holding her foliage over the gateway. The branches of Belladonna are literally a crooked path, and each flower embodies the enchantment of the stars in the darkness. The gateway itself is the gateway of the moon, and like a high priestess, she holds the gate. Beyond her, the mysteries of the witch's Sabbat. As over the gateway is the goat head, the master of the Sabbat, and the witch's brooms that give flight to our travels. Interesting. Okay, so I find it interesting that they came under the flow in thoughts from the sacred masculine. I like this idea of her ability to break cords. And so if you're having difficulty with rumination, or you're an overwhelming amount of thoughts coming from the world of chaos that we're in right now, you can lean into the energy of Belladonna to help cut that cord, to help bring you back out of that stagnation and into the flow of thoughts that are purified in your authentic passions and desires. And I love the connection with the high priestess and the knowing that, remember your power, right? You are the high priestess. This is a moment to engage boundaries and protections, and this is about own your space, energy, and agency, meaning you have the power to do that. You don't need anything. The intention, the belief, the practice is enough. And really the truth of it is just imagine multiple truths can exist simultaneously. You can feel the weight of the construct telling you you're not enough, while also leaning into the idea that you are. I want to look at what the author of this deck says about the Watchers, because I just went with what I was feeling based on the push to even do this reading. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Alright, so when Watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing. Pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. And it's my favorite astrologer just posted a video about this very thing, that from this moment of solstice into the new moon next week is a really good time to be in the self, to be in self-inquiry, to not be doing, to be silent, to listen, or to be in an art practice that kind of helps you. Okay, back to the book. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. Watchers show up to direct your attention to the horizons and away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think you are simply doing nothing, but let them know you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. That's that energy that I was feeling from there about things unseen, that there are things happening in the unseen. And that to trust that we don't necessarily need to know what's happening to know something is happening. There are bigger things to attend to. You have spent such a long time trying to connect the course of events and the actions of others. Let it be for a short while as you become the observer rather than the doer. The Watchers invite you to break free from the linear, causal play of the petty day-to-day. Rise to divine coincidence, to serendipity, and notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces results. Things happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. Beautiful. Okay, so that's really interesting how this flows this way, right? So it's like flow in the thoughts. Like this is a based in water. This is the sacred masculine in water. So it's not necessarily about stopping the thoughts, but stopping the action. And that the thoughts that are coming in, let them be about your authentic desires and passions. And maybe what if you need help with that, like have your thoughts be around imagining beyond binary thinking. Multiple truths can exist at the same time. You could be, that there is a truth to fighting the fight and not on the front lines, or fighting the fight through taking care of you, through taking a moment to step back, to listen instead of speak, to observe, instead of being one to tell everybody else what to do or how to do it. And this can really help you move into that divine feminine power, that sacred well within, and know that this is a moment to engage those boundaries and protections of stepping away, of letting the unseen do what it's doing for the moment. It's really interesting. Look at the tops of both the figures. Oops, I can't. Let me see if I can do it like this. Right. This, I'm just getting this really clear energy of like, let something flow in. Maybe something wants to flow in. Let it flow in. And in order to let that flow in, really manage your thoughts around authentic desires and passions, but just let it flow. Stay out of either or. And if you do get stuck in either or, step into the energy of Our Lady of Guadalupe and really harness that energy to protect your crown, the energy that is coming in. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of energy around us. There's a lot of energy around us. This is a moment to engage your protections and your boundaries. Know that you have the ability to do that because you are safe and you are divinely protected, and you can lean into the belladonna to, if you're getting stuck in rumination and recurring thoughts and like hamster wheel, that could definitely be a cord. So lean into the energy of belladonna to sever that cord. I'm being reminded of, right before coming here, I was doing my sit, and I've been playing around with how to clear, cleanse, center, and charge my chakras, and it's been really playful the last couple of days. And so a reminder that a really beautiful way to sever cords, it might be like pulling in the energy of belladonna into a meditation in which you're sitting with your chakras, and just ask belladonna to cleanse and clear any cords coming in that are not about your authentic, that do not serve your authentic passions and desires. Okay. I think that's it. Thank you for spending time. I hope this was helpful. My energy stays with me. Your energy stays with you. Unfettered and infinite love and gratitude.